Hi everyone. I'm making this video so that you can learn to navigate our Blackboard platform. So let me do some sharing of my screen. All right, there we are. So when you go into your mytccd.edu, this is your landing page. And what you're going to have, well, yours may look a little different because you're a student. This is mine. But at the bottom, it says My Courses. And you find the class, this one right here, which is our class. Okay? And what we're going to do is I'm going to navigate through this for you. So let's first of all look at Blackboard Collaborate. So down this left-hand side of your screen, you see Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. That is where we will hold our lectures and where you will find the recorded lectures. Also, it has a space there for us to be able to meet, okay? So the sessions will be in here. I have not placed them yet, but we will have the sessions in here. And so you'll just go to the class time, that's your class time that you're trying to join, and click into it, and then it will take you there. This is the course room. Now the course room is kind of an open space, and I'm going to be using that for our little office chat times on Mondays from 11 to 12. I'll be in the course room during that time. If you want to stop by and talk, we can talk about class. We can talk about concepts that you might have trouble understanding. You may want to talk about your career, or maybe you just need someone to talk to. Or maybe you're just bored and you want to chat, and I'm there, right? So you just go in there, join the room, and then, we can talk together. Right here is what I like to call the hamburger menu. And when you click into the hamburger menu, you'll see this tab named Recordings. If you go into there, it will show you any recordings that are in there and when they were made, okay? So then if you need to watch that recording, you go over here to the three dots, and it'll say Watch Now. You can watch it now, or you can download it. You can do all these other things too. I haven't tried the other ones, but anyway, this is how you get to the recordings. Okay. Well, let's look at our other lab resources. So there's a folder right here in the middle of your class, and it says Lab Resources. So we're going to click into that. Now what you're going to see, it says Harmon students only. Now that is if you have Dr. Harmon for lab. I know all of y'all have Dr. Harmon for class, but this is referring to lab. This is Dr. Gellert's students, and this is us, Dr. Vaughn's students, okay? You can click into that, and you will see a video. That's my introduction, your syllabus, and then there's this. Now, when there are videos that are in our lecture or just interesting videos that help you study for what we're doing, I will also place those in here. So any of that kind of resource material, anything interesting I find, anything that I want to put in there just to help you succeed is going to be in here too. But right now, let's look at this Enroll in Visible Body. In order to start Visible Body, you have to go here first. If you start by going into the weekly lessons for Visible Body, then I will not see your work and you'll be working for naught. So we don't want to do that. We want your work to count. So when you go in here, it will take you to the intro screen for Visible Body. Now, it will probably talk about how much it costs and all those kind of things. Ignore that. There's a free trial. And what you're going to do is you're going to go into the free trial and set that up. That'll give you 2 weeks of Visible Body, and you don't have to pay. Then somewhere before the end of that time, we will get you a code. And that code will be put in there when your trial expires, and then it will convert it to a full account. So save your money. get the free trial and wait for the code, okay? You have to do this first. If you do it in any of the other things, you'll end up in somebody else's class. So make sure you go into this one to enroll. All right, let's go back to the lab resources folder. And let's keep on going down here. General lab resources. Click into it. There's the lab schedule. There's the lab syllabus. Here is the lab manual. Okay, this lab manual is all your worksheets combined in one file. You can print it, you can put it in a ring binder, and that way you have your whole lab manual together. That's kind of the recommended way of doing it. This is a video that kind of teaches you how to manipulate the Visible Bodies program. When I went into it, there was a video right after it that showed a little bit more, so I kind of recommend both of those. But go ahead and go into that and look. Then there's free virtual tutoring offered by the Science Learning Center. The people at the Science Learning Center have a lot of resources to help you. Also, they're very eager to help you. Since we've had COVID, they haven't been as busy as what they normally are. So I highly encourage you to use that resource. Well, then there's this Google Drive. And there's a few things on there that we'll need later. I know there's some slides for histology, but when we get to those points, we'll definitely guide you to this Google Drive. Now what happens, and it happened to me, when you go into that Google Drive, it'll bring this screen up saying you need permission. Well, if you happen to already have a Google account and it's your personal account, you cannot get into that. The only Google account that'll take you into this is your school Google account. So make sure you use the one that is your mytccd.edu email. You can go right here. It says switch accounts, and that's how you get into there. All right, and this is just trash that's down here. Don't worry about this bottom part. We'll get rid of it. We're still working on all this. So let's go back to the Lab Resources folder, and let's go to the next tab. The next tab is your week 1 through 6. So week 1 is right here. So let's go into week 1. And here is your this week's lab packet. So let me go into that. All right, and this is your first lesson. Now this would be the same as the lab sheet or lab manual that you would have in lab with you that you're going to fill in according to what you're learning during that lab that week. And fill all these questions in and study them and all of this. This is what prepares you to do well on the homework, okay? And it's all right there, and you just fill in the blank kind of thing. Okay, now let's go back. And this is exactly the same as what would be in that lab manual if you had downloaded that and printed it. Okay, these individual sheets. Okay, then there's this week's guided lesson. Let's go into that. Now the guided lesson is the online lab. It's kind of, you know, what you have to work through to get all the knowledge that you need to finish the lab manual. And it starts out like this, and then you just go next, and all the pages are in here. And it explains everything. It has text, it has diagrams, it has videos for you to watch, and this is all enrichment for you to know the lesson and understand the concepts. You just work through it like that. Just, you know, you read it, you take notes, whatever it takes, watch the videos. And here's more. Trying to get to a specific point here so you kind of. Now, a lot of times, you know, you want to make sure to read all of this because there are big time hints that are going to help you be able to answer the questions on the weekly homework. Now, a lot of times you'll have this. Study pro tip with a big old exclamation mark, okay? Read those. Because like for this one, it says quadrants can only be used to describe organs found in the abdominopelvic cavity, not organs found in the thoracic cavity. And I'm here to tell you, there's probably some trick question on the quiz that will, trip you up if you didn't study this. So anyway, it goes all the way through. This one has 11 pages, and you just study through that and answer the questions on the worksheet. It's all in the same order, so you can even do your worksheet at the same time as working through this. All right. Then here are your assignments. For the visible body assignments, you're going to click there. You're already enrolled in my class because you were back in my section. So don't click here unless you're enrolled in my class, okay? Otherwise things are going to go bad wrong. We don't want that. And then this is your lesson 1. These are part 1 and part 2. That's your Blackboard homework. And it is going to be like this. Then you begin and it'll give you everything you need. All right, let me see if there is anything else you guys are going to need. Let me double check. Oh, all right, so good luck on all of this. If you need help, let me know. If you'll work through the lessons systematically, you'll do real well. Try not to take shortcuts. If you don't do parts of the lesson, those are going to be the parts that are going to trip you up on the exams, okay? Well, everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.